Shabbat Shalom. We begin our service with a song of welcome, which can be found on page 10 in your prayer books using the blue numbers, using the black numbers. So for our guests tonight, welcome. And welcome to everyone online as well. Our prayer book has two sets of page numbers because the blue numbers and brackets correspond to a fuller volume. So we're using the black numbers tonight. We're on page 10 with words from Psalm, and the book goes from right to left. These words come from Psalm 133. How wonderful it is for everyone to be together. I'd like to invite up Greg and Jackie Kleiner to light the Shabbat candles this evening. The prayers can be found on pages 3 and 2. Page 3.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kidshanu b'mitzvosav v'tzivanu lahadlik ner shel Shabbat. Blessed are you, Adonai, our God, sovereign of the universe, who hallows us with mitzvot, commanding us to kindle the lights of Shabbat.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
We continue back on page 10 with words Yidid Nefesh. They can be found sort of in the middle of the page. Page 20 and 21, we continue with Lecha Dodi, welcoming Shabbat as a bride. seated. Page 26, Chatzi Kaddish.
Yitgadal ve'yitkanta shemei Rabba Ve'alma divrach hirutei v'yamlich malchutei B'chayechon uvyomechon Uv'chayei dechol Beit Yisrael Bagala Uvizman kariv V'yimeru Amen Yehi Shmei Rabba mevarach Le'alam ulal me'al maya Yitbarach ve'yishtabach V'yitpa'ar v'yitrom ve'yitnasei Ve'yitadar ve'yitalel Shemei dekudesham richu Le'la min kol birchata v'shirata Tushbechata v'nechemata Ta'amiran be'alma v'yimeru. Amen.
We rise in body or spirit for Baruch Hu, the call to worship, page 28.
Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach le'olam va'ed.
We join together on page 31. Praise to you, Adonai our God, from whom the evening flows. Your wisdom sets the way on which time and season glide. Your breath guides the sail of the stars, creator of the tide of time and night. You guide the current of day into night. As heaven spans to infinity, you set its course for eternity. Praise to you, Adonai our God, from whom the evening flows. Baruch atah Adonai, Hama'arib Aravim. Page 33. Together, wisdom and wonder, passion and instruction, story and symbol. All these things your Torah gives to us. And the more we devote ourselves to it, the more it grows and gives. What could be a truer token of your abiding love than this holiest of your works and the living language that gives it form? Baruch atah Adonai, Ohev Amo Yisrael.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad.
Please be seated. Page 36.
ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודך והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך ושיננתם לבניך ודיברתם בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך וקשרתם להות על ידיך והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני
39. Standing on the parted shores of history, we still believe what we were taught before ever we stood at Sinai's foot, that wherever we go, it is eternally Egypt, that there is a better place, a promised land, that the winding way to that promise passes through the wilderness, and that there is no way to get from here to there except by joining hands and marching together. Page 40. For our next prayer, Hashkivenu, asking for peace and protection through the night, you're going to have to hold on to a few different pages. So you'll be on page 42 to start, then find page 373, and you should find on page 373 the words to "O Guide My Steps." And then we will turn back at the end of that song to page 42, just after the indent or at the very bottom of the page. But for now, do you all have those pages? Okay, I'll cue it, don't worry. For now, we'll begin on page 42 at the top with these words asking for protection. Ashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu leshalom, v'hamidenu shomreinu lechaim. Ashkivenu Adonai, Eloheinu leshalom, v'hamidenu shomreinu lechaim. Turn to 373. Oh, We continue with the Amidah on page 46. We rise in body or spirit for this series of prayers.
Adonai sefatai tiftachu fi agitei latem. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu v'Elohei avoteinu v'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el HaGadol, HaGibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, V'konei HaKol, V'zocher Chasdei Avot v'Imahot, U'mevii Geula livnei v'neihem, Leman Shemo be'ahava, Melech Ozer u'Moshia u'Magen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham v'Ezrat Sarah, Atah Gibor le'olam Adonai, Mechayei hakol atah Rav le'Hoshia, Mashiv haruach u'morid hagashem, Mechalkel chaim bechesed, Mechayei hakol berachamim rabim, Somech noflim ve'rofech olim, U'matir asurim, U'mekayem emunato, Lishenei afar, Michamocha bal gevurot, U'mida melach, Melech memit u'mechayeh, U'matzmiach Yeshua, V'ne'eman atah l'chayot hakol, Baruch atah Adonai, Mechayei hakol. Atah kadosh v'shimcha kadosh, U'kdoshim b'chol yom yehallelu Selah, Baruch atah Adonai, Ha'el HaKadosh.
We continue with our private prayers using the words on the page through page 62 or the words in our hearts. When you've finished with your prayers, you may be seated. You? There we go. This is an Israeli song, actually Israeli rock song, written by the great Israeli singer-songwriter Arik Einstein and his longtime writing partner Miki Gavrielov. And the words mean you and I can change the world. You and I, then all will join us. Though it's been said before, it doesn't matter. You and I will change the world. You and I will start from the beginning. It may be difficult, but it's not so bad. It won't be terrible. In classic Israeli style. You and I will change the world. You can find the words for this on page 348.
Ani ve'ata neshane et ha'olam. Ani ve'ata az yavo var kolam. Amru et ze kodem lefanai, ze lo meshane.
Part of how we change the world is by being with people who need our presence and support, by sharing our love, sharing our compassion with those who are in need of healing of body, healing of mind, healing of spirit. As we turn to the words of the Mishaberach on page 253, I invite you to share the names of all those that you are thinking of who are in need of that healing. Seventy 79? Nathan Meaches, Ivy and Milo. Words of Mishaberach can be found on page, like I said, 253.
One
We also take time during our services to think of moments of gratitude and blessing from the past week. If there's anyone that has something that they'd like to share.
I'm grateful that my good friend Joyce Newman took me out for dinner today.
One of the congregational past presidents, and a good friend of all of ours, Sarah Rumbaugh, helped the city council pass a resolution this week supporting all the residents of the city of Tacoma, and basically saying that law enforcement's not going to help deport people.
For all this and more, we say, Baruch atah Adonai, hatov shimcha ulecha na'eh lehodot. Praised are you, Adonai our God. Your name is goodness, and you are deserving of blessing. When I tell the weekly Torah portion to our students on Sundays, they get very annoyed with me that I will not just tell the whole story, and I have to leave things on a cliffhanger. And I keep reminding them that it's not my choice to leave things hanging, because that's what is happening. That's the way our Torah cycle works. And in last week's Torah portion, we had 7 of the 10 plagues. And so I had to leave it on Sunday morning, telling them 7 of the 10 plagues, and they wanted to get to the last 3. Well, they'll have to wait. But this Shabbat, I should have done I may have gotten myself confused last week. I may not have changed the marker in the rotunda.
It's that vote.
Great, but I may not have changed it on Sunday, so that in my mind I was teaching them the Parsha. Regardless, this week we have our last 3 plagues. What are the last 3 plagues? Anyone? Let's start with number 8 before we get to number 9. Do we need to go over the first 7? Okay, first one. Okay, blood in the water. Whew. Okay, I know that Passover has been almost a year ago. Okay, blood in the water. Frogs. Then lice. Then not quite yet. Not quite yet. So insects or wild beasts, it's actually kind of unclear from the text, from the Hebrew, whether we're talking about insects or wild beasts. We can talk about that a different time, how you could get those two confused. But we've got the insects or the wild beasts, the arov, and then we have cattle disease and boils, and someone said the hail. What was that? The fiery hail, yes. And then, so that was all last week. This week, we pick up with the locusts, right? So after the hail destroys almost everything that grows, then the locusts finish it off. Then the darkness, and then the death of the firstborn. Of all of the plagues, last week I mentioned my favorite of the first 7 Anyone remember? Adam, can you turn me down a little bit, please? Thank you. Anyone remember which plague is my favorite of the first 7? It is lice. Anyone remember why? This is really a test to see if those of you who were here last week were listening. Because the Egyptian magicians couldn't replicate it, couldn't duplicate it, and they say, "This is the finger of God," which is one of my favorite lines. Of the 3 plagues in this week's parsha, the one I find most captivating is the plague of darkness, of choshech. Because the text is really interesting the way it talks about it. It talks about the ability to touch this darkness, like you could feel the darkness. And the word really is the same word that is used for touching. Not the contemporary Hebrew word, but the more, you can use it in modern Hebrew, but it's more biblical, more of a biblical usage of like feeling it. And it's so thick that people can't stand up. Like they're just terrified, so terrified. The darkness is so oppressive that they can't even move, stand up from their spots. And they can't see each other, obviously. I mean, if it's that dark, of course they wouldn't be able to see each other, but like not even to like reach out to try to find someone near them. And then we've got this very sort of enigmatic line that the Israelites had light in their dwellings, which now I'm remembering that I did in fact teach this to the religious school on Sunday, because one very precocious kindergartner said, "That's why they're called the Israelites." Gotta love our kids. So we've got this darkness, palpable darkness, right? That prevents people from seeing each other. And when I was in rabbinical school and had to give my 5th-year sermon, my senior sermon on this parsha, and I was looking at a number of different commentaries and texts and noticed that the first 3 plagues affect everybody, right? The blood, the frogs, and the lice. The next 5 plagues affect the Egyptians, but not the land of Goshen where the Israelites live. The 9th plague, the plague of darkness, is the first time we see the Israelites start to change their perspective that maybe redemption is in fact going to come. And so rather than the whole area of Goshen being a light, or maybe not a light, but lit up, each Israelite has it in their dwelling places, or as some of the commentators actually say, it's within them. That it's really a light that comes from their souls or from their hearts, and that they can actually walk around and see. So wherever they go, not just in their homes, but wherever they go throughout the land of Egypt, they are able to have light. And that this is the first time we see the Israelites actually start to prepare for the redemption, for the Exodus. They go into all sorts of commentaries about what they're doing with that light, which I won't go into right now. but that they switch. Like literally, there is a switch turned on for them that lets them see what can come. In the midst of this deep, oppressive darkness, they have hope. And that gives them light. I was also looking at some commentaries today about this darkness, including one that really talked about the language of the people not being able to see even their brothers, even the people right next to them. When you can't see another person, you can't relate to them. When you are so consumed, so covered by darkness, there is no ability to connect with someone else, to feel what they are feeling, to say what is happening to you is important, and I care about you. All you can think about is yourself, right? They were stuck where they were. They were so consumed by this darkness that they could not move. We need the light within us, the hope within us, to shine through the darkness that many of us feel. I guess I am assuming that many people are feeling that sense of darkness, that sense of oppression, because normally I have more than just two people sharing blessings from the past week. Right? That to me was a clear indicator of the difficulty of the week that many people have experienced. And we cannot let that feeling of darkness become so oppressive that we stop looking out for our neighbors, for our brothers. We have to make sure that our light continues to shine, even in the darkness, that we have that light within us, even in the darkness, so that we can look into each other's eyes, so that we can see the people who are being hurt even more than we are, and work towards a day when all will be free. Shabbat Shalom. I'd like to invite Greg, president of Temple Beth, to share some of what's going on.
Shabbat Shalom. So the coldest night of the year walk-a-thon fundraiser is on Saturday the 22nd. There's information here, there's information online in the Shabbat Shalom. On Sunday, February 9th at noon, the building committee is meeting here. If you have any interest in this place, the building committee is a good place to come and join and talk about the facility. Our local historian, Deb Friedman, has just finished a book called The Woman Behind the Flames, and she's going to be talking on Thursday the 20th from 11 to noon. And you can see in the social hall some of the predecessors of the pictures of pardon me? Legacy congregation. I just got the proper words. Adult education starts this weekend. We are doing a food drive for DeLong Elementary. The Mishloach Manot fundraiser for Purim with the Sisterhood. Who's here from Sisterhood tonight? Yay. Donna's going to talk more about it, so I'll be quiet. And Limud Seattle 2025, the festival is on February 16th, and there's more information here and online. Donna, you come more prepared, you write your stuff.
Shabbat Shalom.
Yes, I forget. 18 years ago, Temple Beth Sisterhood originated its only fundraiser, Mishloach Manot. Recently, Deb Friedman pointed out that manot is the plural of manna. It was manna that sustained us and nourished us for 40 years in the desert, manna from God. Because of Sisterhood's Mishloach Manot, we are able to send monetary portions to sustain such needs as Nourish Pierce County, Temple Beth El's religious school, scholarships for leadership development, our roofing fund, and the Pasadena Jewish Community Fund to help fire victims. Your donation and purchase of additional boxes makes these and other gifts of Manot possible. To order, donate, and inform us of your gift box preferences, please click on the link in your Shabbat Shalom newsletter, or if you like paper, fill out the form in your February bulletin. Remember, we are made in the image of God, able, even commanded, to rise to the heights of holiness ourselves, and therefore are responsible for increasing the world's goodness, despite our inclination to fall short. It's a mitzvah. Shabbat Shalom.
Donna, I do have to ask if that was an intentional pun to go from the manna to the monetary. Very good, very nice. Deb, did you need something?
Yeah, that's okay.
I want to thank our greeters, Ben, Meeches, and Emmett, and Yuval, who may have been aggressively and cheerfully greeting some of you. Gotta love 4-year-old boys. Everything's a competition. Thank you to Adam for running our sound and tech today, and to Deb for accompaniment. Tomorrow morning, we have services, Torah study at 9:15 and in the social hall, and then services, we're gonna try, maybe, hopefully, to have services in the chapel. I set it up today. We'll see if I figured it all out. I hope. Okay, we are going to return to our prayer books and turn to page 282. You're right. Why did I say 9:15? Because of my last congregation Shabbat services were at 9:15. I don't know why that number just got stuck in there. Thank you. Torah study is at 9 a.m. tomorrow. Sometimes little things just stick and pop out at the weirdest times. Okay, page 282 in our prayer books. Please rise in body or spirit for Aleinu. We're at the bottom of the page.
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו גילויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגור עלינו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים.
As we turn to the mourner's Kaddish, we think of those who have died in recent days. We are in the period of Shiva, even though this says Shloshim, we're in the period of Shiva for Mark Kenneth Brasham, the son of past President Marty Brasham. We are also observing the yahrzeits, the anniversary of deaths for the following people. And if I say the name of someone you are remembering, I invite you to rise so we can acknowledge you as a mourner. We think of Georgine Bernhardt, Dorsey Biller Sr., Herbert Haim, Donna Dahl, Mary Jean Dunyan, Molly Engelberg, Kevin Hall, Dave Klegman, Griselda Bay Blair, John Levine, Lawrence Littman, Rosalie Michelman, Ruth Reckles, Paul Leo Sable, Helene Mandels Schechner, Isaac Simon, and Miriam Sklar. As we think of them, we say Zichronam Livracha, may their memories be a blessing. We rise to join our mourners so that no mourner has to stand alone as we offer the words of the mourner's Kaddish, page 294. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shmei Rabbah, ve'alma divra chirutei v'yamlich malchutei, b'chayechon uvyomechon uvchayei dechol beit Yisrael, V'agala uvizman kari v'yimru amen. Yehei shmei Rabba mevarach le'olam u'lalmei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh. V'yithadar v'yit'aleh v'yithalal shmei dekudesha brichu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata. Tushbechata v'nechemata. Damiran be'alma v'yimru amen. Yehei shlama Rabba min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, v'yimru amen. Oseh shalom mimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, v'yimru amen. May the one who creates peace on high bring peace to all who mourn and comfort to all who are bereaved, as together we say, amen. You may be seated. We'll turn to page 348. Hopefully now that you have heard Ani Ve'ata, you'll be able to join in.
Ani Ve'ata. Amru et kodesh.
Shabbat Shalom. Kiddush and Motzi are on page, well, Kiddush is on page 5. Yuval, did you want to go get Emmett so that he can have some juice too? And you're also welcome to come up and get some juice if you'd like. Okay. Thank you for checking.
Are you saving that one just for Emmett? No, this one's for Emmett.
Oh, this one's for Emmett? Okay.
When he changes his mind, he can have it.
Hi, Ruby. I'm Rabbi Gorbin.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hakafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kodsho b'ahava u'ratzon hinchilanu zikaron le'maaseh v'reishit ki hu yom tehillah le'mikra'ei kodesh zecher le'tziat mitzrayim ki vanu v'acharta yotanu kidashta min kol ha'amim v'shabbat kodshecha be'ahava u'ratzon hinchaltanu baruch atah Adonai mekadesh hashabbat l'chaim.
Wait, hold on. Don't go anywhere. What comes next?
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Feel free to come get some bread. Did you want a piece?
I do.
You can have one too.
I had one wrong cord, so I was coming up to see if I could peek under and figure it out. It was this one here.